the Normal Nerds Podcast, where two very normal dudes talk about very nerdy stuff, and everyone else feel like talking about it. I'm your host, Maxwell Cerizio.
And I'm your host, who's glad paladins are still the best class ever, Dave Spades.
This episode, we're going to be reviewing the Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves movie, finally. So sit back, relax, and welcome to the Normal Nerds Podcast. All right, Davis.
Yo.
We finally saw a D&D movie because it was on streaming.
Yes, it's on Paramount Plus, which your brother has, and we steal.
My mom.
Your mom, and then the rest of your family steals.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, really good movie. Very impressed. Very happy it went to streaming as fast as it did.
Yes.
I know it came out March?
Yep.
April?
Not April, March.
March? Yeah, I feel it was late March, right?
I don't remember at all.
God, we should really research some stuff before we start a podcast, you know?
I don't really think it matters. We're here to talk about the movie, not when it came out, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying that I like how fast things are getting to streaming now, you know?
Yeah,
we're still moving faster. We're still moving faster than like DVD time.
I think the reason it's so fast is it did really well, the first weekend, and then a movie came out right after that, just like shut it down.
I couldn't
look it
tell.
up. This is why
there's the it's not that important. We're here to talk about the movie.
Well, no, I'm not gonna look it up.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
it'll come to us midway through.
I don't. There was a movie that pretty much like outperformed in the box office. Oh, yeah. Mario movie.
Was it the Mario movie?
Yeah, it was a Mario movie.
Yes, it was. Yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right.
It came out a week before the Mario movie, and then it got absolutely outperformed. But everyone that saw it has good reviews. Actually, I'll see what it has on Rotten Tomatoes.
Better be good reviews because
Rotten Tomatoes is dumb.
Yeah, they are. They're such. I don't know why we use them as a metric anymore, honestly. And it's like the memes about them being terrible are just out of control.
It's more like, I feel like it's more like people look at it just to be like,
what did audience think?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it's fair.
The audience gave it a 93.
Nothing. Nice.
Critics also did give it a 91.
Oh, that's good. Critics know something sometimes. Couple points off there, critics, but whatever.
What?
Still a couple points off there, critics, but okay.
91. That's pretty good for that movie.
It should be 93. Should be even.
I guess.
It's a good movie. It's a good D&D movie.
Over a 9.
I think it's a good D&D movie.
It's a good D&D movie, yeah.
Yes. It's probably the best one we're going to see in our lifetime.
Maybe. I don't know.
I would hazard. Unless they do a sequel, which is awesome. But
I assume they're going to.
I hope so.
I assume.
Anyways.
Let's talk about the movie itself.
Yeah.
It was a good movie. It was a good time. Really encapsulated like comedy in a good way.
Yeah, I agree. I think I like a lot of how it really put in how dumb a D&D party can be sometimes. Like how most of the shit they do is just like, let's plan, and then our plans fall to shit, and then we just set things on fire as we go. It's kind of the essence of a D&D party. The party itself is never really smart ever. Very rare that we're smart. So I enjoyed the hell out of that, especially in the beginning, how they were all just idiots, complete morons. Yeah,
I enjoy that. They are really just a bunch of idiots. I think one thing that's really good too is they didn't do an overt explanation of D&D stuff.
No, they didn't. They kept it really simple.
Which is good.
Yeah, it's really just like magic is magic. That's fine. That's all I gotta know. Yeah. And then there's one thing I did like. So we talked about a little bit how like. It was one of your complaints when we were watching the movie that like, some classes didn't cast magic or do like exactly what the class does. Like the bard, the main character, I don't remember his name.
Yeah, we should look things up.
Yeah, we should look things up. Yeah.
I got it. I'll pull it over.
The bard, the main character there, didn't cast any magic the entire time.
Edgin. There it is. Edgin. Edgin. Edgin.
Sure. Edgin didn't cast any magic the entire time. I don't have as much complaint about that as I just like the fact that like they captured the fact that a bard is a ridiculous human sometimes, most of the time.
Yeah, I feel like they nailed pretty much all the classes.
Yeah.
I thought they did a great job. Yeah, he's just ridiculous, and he plays music, and he's like good at it.
Or the druid never cast magic at all, but she could wild shape endlessly, which I thought was a good trade off.
Yeah,
because usually a druid can only wild shape like twice.
Yeah, like a couple times a day.
Yeah, a couple times a day
until they sleep.
Yeah. So I liked how that was a trait. Like she didn't cast magic, but she could transform. That was her whole thing.
I just thought, I will say the only thing, he was like kind of the confusing. He was like kind of a confusing bard.
Okay.
On the level of like, there's one scene he's wearing knights and he's wearing armor and it looks like he's a knight and like doesn't like it looks like maybe he used to be a paladin or something. I don't know.
Well, no, from the look of it, it looks like the Harpers. They're like this group of bard spies.
The paladin works for the Harpers.
I don't.
Yes, yeah. He's
Regardless,
part of the Harpers.
Yeah, but wait, what are we talking about? We're talking about the bard right now, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
But he's the paladin in the movie is part of the.
Yeah,
Harpers.
but it's a large organization. But like they're mainly bards, it seems. Their symbol's a harp.
Oh, I thought it was the Harpies.
No, the Harpers.
Oh,
like harp, like they play a harp.
Yeah, but I thought it was just weird. He didn't like it. What's again? I just thought it was just like. I thought he was a great bard, his personality and everything like that. I just thought like when he was wearing like armor and stuff like that, I was like, that's not what bards do. But that's fine. I don't really care.
They are skill monkeys, so maybe he just popped over there, popped a couple armor classes or something. I don't know.
I just felt like it made him look more like a knight.
Sure.
And then he didn't need to cast magic because there would have been too much magic casting if he was casting.
Yeah, they would have gone nuts.
But it was, he just played the lute and he was just a gooner. Planner of the party makes sense too. Kind of the face of the party makes sense too.
Yes.
So I thought that was really good. And the only other thing is like, and I understand why they didn't do it because like that would have probably been, even though it's like a world of magic and elves and stuff, it probably went a little too far. She raged.
Yeah. Yeah. For
she was definitely a
barbarian. Yeah, the barbarian. Yeah.
Big inside to say she was a fighter.
She was a
barbarian.
No, yeah. It would make it very hard to explain how like a rage works, you know. So, but I think she kicked ass enough during it that like it was.
Dude,
fine.
her fights were the best. Well,
they were
awesome.
awesome.
The best parts.
They were so good.
That fight in the blacksmith shop. That was fucking
my god.
sick.
When the axe just goes in and comes out as just like it's all burned and charged, like I like that.
Yeah.
It's like that's a D&D move. Like
she might have been my favorite character, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, mine's the paladin, unfortunately.
The paladin was great. Yeah,
paladin cracked me up.
Yeah,
you said it was like he's like a Jesus figure.
Yeah,
he was hilarious, just walking around, just like like how ridiculous they made him. Like
they made him so ridiculous.
He was like, it's like a paladin right out of the book. He's just like so dramatic. I love it.
So dramatic. And I love to. Do you know that scene where he's like walking away? I was like, saw this thing. Did you see like he didn't actually hear cut?
No, he just kept walking.
Yeah, he like kept
That's
walking.
all. That's even better.
And Chris Pine was just like,
oh my god.
So he just started ad-libbing. He's like, oh, is it just gonna keep walking? Oh,
yeah.
He's gonna straight over there. Oh, straight over there.
So
okay.
Straight. Yeah, I don't like that. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
That's an amazing. That makes the movie even better.
Yeah, he was really good. I liked his character a lot. I love just
how he kicked ass too. And
I love how he kicked ass.
Channeled divinity into his sword.
I love how he was the thorn in the party side.
Yes, he was. I like how they multiple times called him a buzzkill.
Yeah,
he's like, yes.
Like, I love it. I love it. The part where he's just like, he starts to go like preachy and talk about like God, and then he's Edwin there's just like, he's like, nope, see you later, bye.
Yep.
I love that.
Classic tortured backstory as well. He came from that zombified world.
Yeah, well, which was a really, really good way for them to connect the worlds.
Yeah, I thought that was the countries. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Yeah, with all the weird priests and stuff. They like, you never really even like, the lady, the red priestess or priest. I don't know what the title was there. Was she was the main villain the entire time, and they glossed over the main big baddie there.
Oh yeah, I remember. He's probably really.
It looks like it was like hardcore D&D lore.
Yeah,
so they pull like a lot. Because
like,
they mentioned Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
Regardless, it was very cool. Like very D&D party, very D&D stories. So that like you beat a big bad, but not the big bad. So it'd be cool to see if that came back around in a second movie.
Yes,
that's like what they got to do.
Yeah, I would like to see another one. I did like a lot of the people. The druid was whatever. Her character was cool. The wild shaping was cool.
Yeah,
but like her character herself, I was just like,
when she started getting,
she could have been a little more naturey. I'm just saying.
I'm fine.
She could have been a little more naturey.
Yeah, this gave her green and tiefling horns, and it's like I'm part of the Emerald Enclave, badass name, and just like, but that was sort of it. Like she shot her slingshot, and she wild shaped. It would have been fun if she's a little more obsessed with trees, though.
Yeah, if she was just a little more like, because she cared about nature, but like she wasn't like, she just didn't really care.
Yeah, she wasn't lost in the sauce when it came to, she wasn't huffing sap, which I would like for druids to do. But I don't know. I thought her character was fun. She's probably the weakest character out of the group. Because
when the sorcerer has it under control, he's pretty strong.
Oh, I meant character-wise.
Oh, yeah.
Not. First off, yes.
Well, I guess technically the bard is, but.
Technically, the bard is the weakest character out of the party. Yes, he has no powers.
Unless you can cast actually magic.
This is true. But I think it'd be so hard just to connect like the idea of music as magic into the world.
I get it, yeah. But he's not. But I will say this: if he can't cast magic, he's not a bard.
Okay, sure. I mean, okay,
No,
yes. In the strictest terms of the D&D rules, yes.
Yeah, then he's just a guy who plays an instrument.
Sure. Okay. A musician.
He's just a musician. Yeah, he's not a bard. But
fair enough.
He clearly can do something because he was part of a group that took on Thalen priestess. So
yeah, he was a good. Well, he was a spy the entire time.
So, but I mean, he literally was handcuffed.
He did capture them. Yeah, that was wild.
So he has to have some kind of abilities.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point.
And maybe he was just like, I'm not going to use them.
Yeah, well, that's true. I did enjoy too. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I just love the fight when Holga is fighting and he's like, "We're getting him!" And he's
my
like,
God,
I love
classic party like nat one. Can I as the barbarian does everything? I did enjoy their whole backstories that they went through. Everyone has like a crybaby backstory sort of thing.
Yeah, classic D&D.
But when I got to his, I was like, that was a nice little twist. Because like his back,
that he stole
the gold. Yeah, like it wasn't like a big twist, but it was just enough to be like, ooh. That's spice. I like that.
No, yeah, you're right.
That's like really good spice in a backstory.
I was really glad too, like in the sad moments, they didn't focus on them too hard.
Yeah,
because like D&D is like there is sad moments in D&D, and D&D can get serious, but it's like 80% fun.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
and that's really what this movie was.
Like, yeah, exactly. And
it was
like
them
that.
being gooners half the time. It was so cool. Mm-hmm. And the red priestess was disgusting, and insane.
And overpowered.
Oh my God. Like, Jesus Christ, so much magic. Yeah. She knew every spell under the sun.
It was like a cheap DM character where you're like,
yeah,
I smell wild shape. I'm like, what?
I know, that was funny.
If I ever did that, you guys would be like, bullshit.
Yeah, that would be bullshit. That would be bullshit. We'd be so mad about that.
But then I'd be like, I rolled a nat 20. And then you're like, well, we can't tell, but maybe that's true.
That fly is flying erratically.
That was a cool chase sequence too. I love that she turned into a deer too.
Yeah, that was really good. Little thing, like just to spite the one guy. That was great. Or the one girl was spite the bard because Olga wanted to be a deer. I loved how dumb Olga was.
Oh yeah, she was great. She was absolutely she was perfect.
Her story was pretty great, especially the fact that Bradley Cooper was her halfling husband.
Yeah,
that was funny.
That was really funny. And then one thing they did a really good job is they just kept jumping to place, and I think that's really maybe if you don't play D&D, you wouldn't really understand that. Like they're like, whoa, man, they're jumping from place to place. It's like that's
kind of what you do.
That's kind of what you do. You don't hang out a place for too long.
Yeah, I think I said when I was watching it, I loved how they do travel sequences and just right past it. Like that's what we do as a D&D party. It's like, and you travel.
That would have been funny if they did have a scene where it's just like all of a sudden it's like them traveling, but then it stops and it shows them around a campfire and like one person watching, and then all of a sudden something attacks them, and it's just like and they're like and like that's just just to show like a random encounter.
That'd be hilarious.
Like don't actually go in detail what happens at the end of it.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. I think that'd be really really funny. But,
and then one of the best sequences was with
the resurrection.
The resurrection.
Oh my God, that was great. I thought I don't know. I never felt it so much as a D&D player when they were more in that movie than when they were doing that. Just like, so you don't know whatever we need. You don't know what we need at all, you undead fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Next one.
I love it.
And the NPC kept asking like, oh, well, I need more questions asked. So I was like, oh, my son, if I got it.
I love it.
You just hate that shit. I thought it was an amazing sequence. Just like they have being pieces of the story too. Every time they talk to one of them, it's like, so you don't know?
Yeah.
The guy that died by hitting his head off a bathtub.
That was hilarious.
Cracked me up. It's
that was so funny.
That's you're looking for my brother.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God.
I love just the way they the good idea of shooting the old scenes too.
Yeah.
That's where you got the acid dragon, the black dragon there.
Yeah, that was really good. They had a lot of that was one of my concerns going into this movie is like in the trailer they had a lot of dragons. Like a lot of dragons. And I thought they handled it really well, actually, in this one. I thought they were going to overdo it with dragons, but one dragon was in the flashback. The other one was hilarious. The fat one.
Oh, the fat one,
The fat one was an amazing run and chase sequence. That thing, funny. Oh my God, it killed me. It was when it comes out of its cave. I'm like, oh, it's fucking huge.
Yeah, it's so fat.
And oh my God, just rolling over
people.
They
point that out too. I can't remember what they say, but it was a really good line of something like, he's just like, I can't remember. They mentioned how fat he is, and I thought it was really funny.
I know. I thought that would just be a classic D&D theme come out. It's like the party's just like, it's a dragon. Oh shit, it's a fat dragon. What the hell? And then it bodies him. That one, and then the stone one, the priestess animates at the end there, which
that was cool.
Yeah, that was really good. So I thought that's how I thought they were gonna overdo it with dragons in this movie, but they really didn't at all. It was it was one. It was great.
Which makes probably some people, they're like, why is it called Dungeons and Dragons?
That's probably the selling point.
There's been barely any dungeons.
Yeah, maybe I'd love to hear from someone who hasn't watched D&D watch this.
My mom liked it a lot.
Yeah, okay,
which I thought was very surprising because my mom doesn't like fantasy.
Yeah,
she does not like.
This is this is all fantasy.
She thinks Game of Thrones is too much fantasy.
Wow.
Yeah, and in that time, fantasy. And she really liked it. She said it was a lot of fun.
Nice.
She was like, I wonder what someone who likes D&D would think about it. And
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, if you like this, guarantee I'm gonna like it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't really. I like the way they did the D&D movie, in the sense that it really has nothing to do with the game. It has to do with the lore, but like, sorry, I gotta fix this one thing.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with the game. It doesn't. Like, there's just like, it takes stuff from like the player's handbook and stuff like that, but you can't make an actual game into a movie.
No,
and I think that's what they did a great job at doing. Is they're like, let's not try to make it like, let's just take the lore from D&D and make it into a story.
Yeah.
And like, you just use, and I think, because I feel like there's times where they'll make like a D&D movie and they would be like, try to make it seem like players are not players are playing it, but like how like an actual players encounter would go down, instead of like these characters are gooners and dumb, but they're not as dumb as an actual party.
Oh yeah,
they're not as dumb as like
they're still they still can get shit done.
They can still get shit done.
An actual party can crash and burn easily because they're so stupid.
Yeah, but an actual party never would have turned around.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
they would have been like, well, it seems like that small cloud's already hidden, so I might have to leave.
That was a huge thing when the spell was being cast and they turned around. It's like, how are you guys gonna make it back in time? Like, the spell's cast.
Yeah, that was, I think, majority of the time I didn't care about the story at all. That was the one part I was like, the way you got out of this is kind of dumb.
Yes.
It's like we put gold so the people would leave the Citadel. It's like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people already would have left, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
It seems like everyone escaped.
Yeah,
yeah.
Seems like no one got touched by the
rich.
spell. Except the rich. Oh, yeah, the rich. I forgot the rich. That was, well, you gotta, it's a movie. It's Hollywood. They gotta have a little bit of their thing in there. Even though that's them. So...
It's a cool spell, though.
It was a really cool spell. I thought that was...
animated really well.
Yeah, the whole sequence was great. Man, I don't know. I had a great time watching this movie.
Oh, yeah,
I thought it was wild that they could just create the feel of D&D into a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's, like I said, this thing is the best we're going to see in our... Maybe they'll do a sequel. Maybe they'll do better ones. Who knows? Right now, there's old D&D movies, there's old D&D content, and this blows them all out of the water.
Absolutely.
So that's why I'm saying it's easily the best one right now.
Currently, absolutely.
So maybe
I
we'll
would
see
100% agree with that.
I
never saw that old D&D movie.
I watched it for about 10 minutes.
I never seen it. It looked terrible.
It was really bad. Yeah. So I'm just, it was wild. It was such a wild ride. And I don't know, there wasn't a scene where I was bored in it, the entire
it was really
time.
entertaining. Yeah.
Like there was no scene where I'd like go back and I'd skip over it. I think I'd actually go rewatch a bunch of scenes.
Yeah, I would definitely rewatch a bunch of scenes.
Whenever the paladin's on screen.
Yeah, he is great. Zenk, that was his name. Zenk.
Oh my god, when they broke the bridge.
That was so funny. The sorcerer's like, well, I didn't know that was the bridge. Well, first of all, I love when he's explaining, because this is, I feel like, even though it was a complex puzzle, but I feel like sometimes when like an NPC is explaining something to you guys that's like semi-complex in a puzzle-ish way, it sounds exactly like what he is saying. Yeah. He's like, so then we'll go to this square, and then you can see their faces are like, and when the sorcerer destroys it, I'm just like, I bet the rest of them were like, thank God. Oh no, we can't do that.
You broke it. Oh, shucks, man. Oh, man, glad I'm not the one that broke it, but thank God it's broken.
Yeah, let's find another way, please.
Yes. And then they were the such DM quick thing is like, the hither-dither stick.
Yeah,
it's like,
that was a walking stick for the other guy.
For the other guy that she stole off a wizard because she's so stupid. Such a good movie. So many tropes they nailed in this to make it even look like a real movie still. Like,
I love
the tropes weren't just there.
I wish I could remember the name of the monster, but I can't right now. The ones that look like brains and they only eat like super intelligent people and they walk by. And then
that was really good.
The bard's just like, he's like, well, it's kind of rude.
Yeah, it was. Oh my God.
And I thought about it too. It's like, no, technically all of those classes from paladin all the way to the druid there, none of them are intelligence based.
No, not a single one. Not a single one. Yeah, because no wizard amongst them. That's funny. I didn't even think about that. That's great.
Yeah, they're all just wisdom or charisma.
Yeah, nice. Or strength.
Or just straight up
But Holga was never going to be in danger there.
No. She was an idiot, and I loved it. And I liked her. It made a lot of sense, actually, why they bring her back. Instead of the mom. Because he has a really good line. He's like, I realize I'm not trying to bring back your mom. I'm trying to bring back my wife.
I really like that.
And that was a really, really good line. That was the same guy. We even talked about him, but the one guy who like portrayed the party, great character. Grant's character there.
Perfect and like DM NPC.
Yeah, I love it. He's like, I can't watch you die. So I'm just gonna leave the room.
Yes, I could literally see like you doing a character like that.
Yeah, he was great.
He's like, oh my God, I hate this guy.
Yeah, he was.
I was very happy when the paladin caught him at the end.
Yes, that was great.
Oh, one more line before we like keep moving on with this, but There's one line that I thought was such maybe just the way we play, but such D&D is right at the beginning there when they're trying to like plead their case and they just steal the Aarakocra and just like jump out the window, and the one guy there just at the end, as they're already committed the crime, is like, "But we approved your pardon."
Yeah,
you've done that multiple times in D&D, and it cracks me up.
Where you guys,
we're just like we're doing something, and you just like toss in that one line that we needed, like to change the situation. Yeah, they're just like, "But it's too late now." It's like, "Oh no!"
You're that was did it if we knew that ahead of time.
Yeah, what the hell? So
I did love that backstory. It was so good when he was telling the story. And he's like, "Is Jonathan? Is he coming or
what's going on? Should we wait for him?" Like,
and then you're like back to the story. And I love when the one time we went back to like the beginning or something. And he's like, they're like, "You already said that part.
Too far."
He's like, "Jonathan, is he coming? Like, what's going on with that?"
No, that's another thing. Now they added. I mean, I know the whole party is humanoid essentially, but they did a really good job of bringing in like other races and stuff.
Oh,
into
yeah,
this.
they did a
like,
great job with that.
I think they're on that council alone was an Aarakocra and a Dragonborn.
And then there's something else.
Elves.
That was the only thing. I know tieflings can have human skin. Just do the red skin.
Yeah, it would have been kind of cooler, but they couldn't. For the movie, they couldn't.
They could have.
They could have, but they wanted her to look like, like young and hot.
And that's not
purple skin? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think that would have sold well.
I mean, first of all, she doesn't even look that hot. So
yeah,
but I don't know.
I think she's like like a New York 8, but red skin would bring her down to like a.
I don't know. I think if the girls cosplay as tieflings with red or purple skins, it looks hot.
Anyway, so we're gonna review this movie. Why
is that
actually.
not?
I don't know. The full body makeup. I don't know.
I don't know. It could be hot.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like the humanoid looking. It's just like if they had a drow in there.
That'd be kind of cool.
It would have been cool, but they would have had black skin. That would have been like. Bleh.
Yeah, and then we're back to the community episode.
Oh my god!
All over again.
And I just would have like, a little bit cooler if you just did the white skin, which they'll never do.
Yeah, because that's true. Yeah,
because they like won't admit it.
I don't know what D&D's hang up on that one is, but regardless, it was
like good guys now.
Sure, they are.
Yeah,
sure.
They're just dark elves or whatever. But let's rate it out of 10. Yeah, let's rate it out of 10.
I'm gonna give an 8. Solid movie.
Okay, yeah.
I think it was a really 8.5. Really, really good movie.
Wow, okay.
There wasn't a second that I'm gonna go rewatch this movie at some point, probably soon, because it's like it's a good background movie. The scenes are hilarious. The combat's great.
Yeah, the fight scenes were really good.
And the magic, just like maybe another 10 years when we have CGI just being when we have movies just being transmitted into our brains. I think the CGI won't look as good in this movie, but the CGI looked great in this one. The magic they casted,
it looked better as the movie went on.
Yeah.
The first Chain Lightning, I was like, that looked kind of fake. It was cool.
I'm trying to think of what was the first Chain Lightning.
When they're in the that's when they get caught.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure, yeah.
But at the same time, I wasn't like, it didn't look bad at all.
Yeah. And then she's doing the time spell.
It didn't look like
spell.
Like Marvel level, but obviously that budget's not going to be in the books.
No. But I
guess older Marvel.
Yeah, no, sure. But I thought most of the magic, especially the magic of the Sorcerer cast, was really. Oh my god, the helmet sequence killed me.
That was great too. Yeah.
Like.
Yeah,
I've been doing this for hours.
I love it.
But yeah, no, it was really good. So yeah, 8.5. We'll rewatch. Great cast of characters. Everyone played their role amazingly. The Paladin, so good.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is, but he was really good.
Yeah, he killed it. I feel like he's an actor I've seen before.
I assume he is an actor.
That I have seen before.
You said I think he's an actor.
That I have seen before.
And then you paused, and that's what I've seen before. So there was a little bit of a comment.
Well, yeah.
Let me look him up.
All right, sounds good. But also talk about your rating while you try doing that.
I'm gonna give it an 8.1.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was really good. Definitely rewatchable. Like the one point you made is like a really good point. Is like it's just like it's never really boring.
Yeah.
It's just pretty good time the entire time. Like I just don't. Even like the entire time I was entertained, and it's a pretty long movie too. It's like over 2 hours.
Yeah, it is.
And it didn't really feel like it. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed the cast of characters. I hope they do more with it. It did really well, so I'm hoping they make it into like at least like a universe or something.
That'd be kind of fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
Especially with the D&D. There's so much D&D lore out there.
Yeah, and you can have different D&D groups. Like, it doesn't have to be the same group.
Yeah, my only concern. Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off.
Oh, what?
I already addressed this in the last podcast.
You addressed it in like 7 podcasts.
Yeah, I know. And I'll probably keep doing it. Anyways, my only concern about them like making a second one right now is that this movie was done and ready to go before Wizards did their whole meltdown crap. So I'm curious to see if that'll affect any moving forward projects.
I'm interested about the TV show. There's a TV show coming to Paramount for
Really?
it. So I'm interested.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, there's an Under Dragons TV show. So maybe that's like, we'll see how that goes.
Huh. Yeah, I'm interested to see that actually, yeah.
Yeah, and if it's good, I mean, more fantasy, the better.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I think what we were saying a while ago, like I know it didn't really take off with Lord of the Ring when Rings of Power came out, but we were talking about like fantasy is probably supposed to be gonna be bigger and bigger.
Oh, it's
in the
gonna
next
get bigger and bigger.
several decades. So
I think Rings of Power could have destroyed it all.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was just gonna. I thought how, you know what it was? It was Rings of Power did really well with non-fantasy fans.
Yeah.
Which is really weird. Like, dude, so many people who like fantasy like did not like Rings of Power.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
I thought that was a pretty good movie. Show.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, some of the episodes feel like a movie.
I know, sure, yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was great. I
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
The Hobbit, like the Harfoot thing, yeah, maybe that was a little much, but
yeah, that took a long time.
But
the Wizards and that were cool.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of cool parts to that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I hope this D&D show does well if it comes out.
I hope it does well too. It's on Paramount though, so who knows about that?
That's true. But
is there any big Paramount show? Well,
Lower
they did
Decks,
Halo.
Lower Decks.
No, I mean like big. Like hits like, you know, like Stranger Things.
Oh God. I mean, is there any other? I mean, I guess HBO has those. I don't know.
So.
On the top of my head, I have no idea.
They had the Halo series.
Star Trek. I hear Picard sucked. So that was bad. So yeah, he mentioned the Halo series. It was trash. It's like, we don't even say it. It was the worst thing ever. Everyone, Halo fans hated it, and regular fans hated it. It's just like, guys, don't do this. Don't take off John Halo's helmet.
Yeah, I know.
So
Idiots.
bad. But yeah, I don't know any other show that Paramount might have right now, but other than like Dora the Explorer, they have old stuff.
They have great commercials though.
Yeah, I know that Paramount Mountain is great.
It's a great commercial.
Oh, it's so good. I wish
their UI kind of sucks though.
The only time I've used Paramount was when we watched the movie, so I don't know.
It was it was just like when we were trying to look at other movies and on
it was bad. You're right.
Why does Netflix have a patent?
They must.
They have to.
They just stole all the best coders for this one specific thing
so
at the start.
Anytime a coder was like, I'm on the uprise of making a good UI for a streaming service, they're like, grab them.
Money, thank you.
Yeah, that's great. And I think before we move on, just because we never really talked about it, and this is a good episode to talk about real quick, is just mentions like, Fantasy World will be increasing, especially because Mistborn is going to be being made.
Yeah, that's right. Sanderson's working on it, and knowing him, like, if that show takes off, he probably wants to animate. I don't know. Maybe he's animating. He probably wants to create like a whole cinematic universe for his books, as he's doing with his books. So it'll be really sweet to see that. I think that if they do that, I keep up on his stuff, and he talked about it. And his one big thing was that like, I don't necessarily need Hollywood's money because the Kickstarter got him so much fucking money.
Yeah, so much.
So he was like, I mean, it's one of those things where he said, like, I can tell them, no, I don't want to do this, and just take my stuff away, and they can't do anything about it. So I'm very interested to see how well it turns out with that in mind.
Yeah.
You know? Because Hollywood, they can mess stuff up. They can really screw stuff up. I was shocked the D&D movie did, like, they didn't, like, I don't know, toss in a bunch of crap they didn't need to.
Yeah, they could have.
Like they could have made it a whole message and this whole thing, and they didn't.
They didn't do that at all.
No, there wasn't really like other than eat the rich. Like other than that, like
that was barely even a thing. Either.
Exactly. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah.
So there was no messages, nothing like that. So I was like, oh man, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
So maybe it's the start of a trend. Maybe movies are going to
don't mess with fantasy.
Yeah, seriously.
Thank you, Normal Nerd Nation, for listening and maybe even watching another podcast episode. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, and Instagram. Davis is always posting hilarious memes on there.
Also, like and subscribe while you're at it, and leave a rating if you have some time. It helps people find the show.